Hey guys, it's time for some Evercade news. Better late than never. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. Yeah, that's right. We are here with a Flashcast talking about some older news. Yeah, that's all right. It's okay. It's one of those things that happens. We get a news break, and it happens, and it's a busy week, and then the Evercast happens, and we talk about it a little there. But I think it's okay if we go back and revisit some of these things, talk a little bit more about it, and of course, if you haven't seen the Evercast, get on over to my buddy Ed, the Evercade Effects. Get over to his channel. It's in the description. It's in there. Go in there, click the button, go on over there. You can watch the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness, and get some more insight from the rest of the gang there. But for today, it's time for an Evercade news update. And what was the Evercade news update? Well, we had not one, but two collections announced last week, and they were pretty decent announcements. We've got Pico, not one, not two, but three, but four. Pico Interactive 4 coming your way, and Sunsoft 2 coming your way to the Evercade. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hop in and we're going to react to the trailers for both Pico 4 and Sunsoft 2. Talk a little bit about the news that came out of that, what it means for the future of Evercade, and all that fun stuff. So let's get into those Pico 4 and Sunsoft 2 reactions right now, shall we? So we're going to start off with the Pico 4 and that Peggy 12 with the Peggy logo that scares Crow. We've got introducing 64-bit. Ooh, 64-bit, huh? There it is. There's Glover in the 64-bit glory. More on that in a second. Risky Woods, looking like a side-scrolling platform action game. That's pretty cool looking. I like the way the graphics look in this one. I'm not sure exactly what system this might be for. I'm thinking probably Genesis, right? You know, it's like it's too sharp and vibrant looking, or like, well, I guess it's too sharp and too non-vibrant looking is what I was looking for SNES. What do you think? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Target Renegade, which is an NES game, that looks an awful lot like Billy, for sure. It's actually, I think this might have been a Technos game that got absorbed by the Picos. There is a game called Renegade on the Technos collection, of course. There is, of course, Double Dragon and all that kind of stuff. But man, that sprite looks so crazily like it. And I'm imagining there is a reason behind that. But more on that in a second, too. Zero Tolerance Underground. You've got your first-person shooter kind of thing going on. There was Zero Tolerance. We've already played that on other collections here and there. So we've got some more of that action. I didn't actually get to that one because I'm so buried under these collections. I'm looking at the stack of them right here, and it's so crazy to me that I'm this far behind. But we're going to get to it. Mermaids of Atlantis, the riddle of the magic bubble. You gotta tell me that there's a puzzle game on a collection, and I'm gonna tell you, then let's go, because puzzle games are my jam, and it doesn't matter what kind of puzzle game it is, it's usually always a good time for me, but it's not always the case, so I'm optimistic, but cautiously so on this one. We'll see what happens. I heard there's some like weird there's some weird things with this one too, but more on that. Go watch the Evercast and talk about that. All right, we got Street Racer. You got the 16-bit Mode 7 awesomeness, but I mean, come on. There's only one really that you really need, and we're not getting it. But how can it get close? Can Street Racer get close to that other one with the carts and the faces and the mascots and all that fun stuff? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Skull Jagger. Another side-scrolling action, looking like a beat-em-up adventure kind of thing, looking very cool. This one actually looks like it might have been, I don't know. I mean, it definitely probably from a system, SNES or Genesis, but with the way the graphics look, it almost looks like it also was, like it's originated on PC and then was ported to those systems. I don't know the history of this one. Star X. I mean, come on, guys. Star X. I mean, you just need the F and the O, right? They just, we can't call it that. Well, can we call it Star X? Yes, of course you can. I'm hoping. Here's to hoping that this is as fun as the one with the F and the O, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Fidgets. It looks like a puzzle platformer with two little mice or rats or whatever kind of thing that it is. Looking kind of cool. Looking neat. Bad Street Brawler. This is another one of those games where I'm thinking, this used to be owned by somebody. Well, all Pico games usually were owned by somebody else and, traded around. The licenses get, like conglomerated, and that's how we get these games. Because Pico is like kind of like the arbiter of old games. They just kind of absorb people, and that's how we get it. Speaking of that, more on that later. But anyway, this one looks like it might have seen action as something that was tangentially related, maybe to like a Technos or something like that. And there we go. There's your Evercade EXP playing Glover. Glover is clearly the headliner there. And do you think that Blaze really, really, really wanted to make sure that you knew that 64-bit gaming was coming to the Evercade? Yes. We brought you 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, native, and now 64-bit. Big giant letters. Yes, of course, they wanted to make sure that you guys were aware that 64-bit gaming was coming to your Evercade. It is a pretty decent milestone for them. I think they're going to 100% lean into this. Do you think that means, as we watch the rest of this, Glover in action, do you think that means, introducing 64-bit coming soon, on the thing, little teaser, little thing there, coming April 2024. Pre-orderable. This is being recorded on the 25th. That's 4 days before you're going to be able to actually pre-order both this and the next cart we're going to be talking about. But, I mean, there's got to be more, right? It's not just like, oh, yeah, we got Glover, and then that's it. I mean, there's got to be more. Well, the only problem with Nintendo 64, right, or 64-bit emulation, is that there's not a lot of great games outside of things that aren't either owned by Nintendo themselves or owned by people that are not Nintendo that are huge, like Microsoft, for example. So, like, there's not a lot of out there games that are super good to get in this particular thing. The library on this system was not huge, and most of the good, like I said, most of the tentpole titles are all in that weird, can they get there to get the licensing thing? I'm not sure, but it is pretty cool that we are seeing 64-bit action on the Evercade. I, for one, am pretty excited about doing that and taking a look into that. So that is pretty decent. Now, before we go to Sunsoft, a little bit more about Pico 4. See, I have a Polymega, and that has built-in games. And I've been taking a list of all of the built-in games that are from Pico Interactive that either we have or do not have on the Evercade. And I get to check off one more. In the Genesis category, we've got them all checked off. Top Racer, Brave Battle Saga, Water Margin Tint Head, and Sword of Sodan. All but, maybe one or two are super good, and then some are, you know how it goes. On the Power module, the NES base games, we got 8 Eyes, Nightshade, Power Punch 2, those are all there. Treasure Master, not so much. So that might be a one that'll come out on Pico 5 or something like that. But Target Renegade finally checks off that list, getting it in on Pico 4. And then, of course, we got the Super Module where we got Dragon View. I think we do have that one. There's another one that's from Super Famicom, but it's the Japanese version, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Legend, which I haven't seen, Pushover, Gourmet Warriors, and of course Top Racer 2, which we got the Genesis and the Super Nintendo version of that. So I think one is enough. We don't need the other version, but we are still missing some of that Super Nintendo action. So we might be able to see those in a future Pico. Let me know down below if you want to see some of those. And of course, if you do want to see them in action, keep it here locked on this channel, as I will be going through every single one of them, doing Fun for 5 on all of those games, which is pretty cool. So take a look at that. All right, cool. Now we are going to go into the land of Sunsoft and react to that thing. So let's go with the shorter one first.
Peggy 12.
As there are two trailers for this, which is pretty cool. Seven more classic games from Sunsoft. We got Euphoria the Saga. This was a game that didn't come out here in the States, I believe. We were talking about that on the Evercast, looking like a side-scrolling action adventure kind of thingy. Kind of cool. Arrow the Acrobat 2. So if you liked Arrow the Acrobat on Sunsoft 1 and you want some more, well, here it is. You got some Arrow the Acrobat 2 on there, which is pretty good. Blaster Master Enemy below. So we've got the Game Boy version, the NES version, which I got over here. The NES version, the Blaster Master, and now I guess what is this, Game Boy Color? Game Boy Color version, which is kind of cool. Yeah, these are pretty cool games. Definitely a get as far as the name goes, and people recognize the name Blaster Master, so that's kind of cool. Days Before Christmas. Apparently, this one is you can go like, I don't know, like it's Santa, but he, I don't know, has something where he's like hitting people with his like toy bag or whatever. I don't know, it's weird, but that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. There's another fighting game, guys. Galaxy Fight Universal Warriors, looking very let's say arcadey meets Killer Instinct-y meets, I don't know, like an SNK fighter kind of thing. The action is pretty fluid. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go back here and take a look at this one again. You know, the action looks kind of fluid. So as long as it's not like deceiving, I'm okay with this. I'm okay, but we need good fighters. Here, if Blaze is listening, we need good fighters on the Evercade. You've got a VS. You can plug all sorts of controllers into that thing. Let's get some really primo chef's kiss fighters on here. And I know you got to go to the SNK and you got to go to Capcom and like that kind of stuff to get the most of them. But I think there are some others that are not as known, not as well known. I think we can grab those. Primitive Princess, which is another game that is one of those, like, you know, either not like lost to time, but is one of those games where it's not as well known and is seeing a first release in, I think, at least in our territory, which is kind of cool. A little puzzle platformer gets me hyped because I like those puzzle platformer things. Very cool. Zero, the Kamikaze Squirrel, looks like a mascot looking action adventure scrolly kind of game. So that's kind of neat. And available April 24th, right? As the others were. So that's kind of cool. So there was a discussion after that about the trailers. It's like, hey, you know, you put out the trailers and you see these little tidbits, but can you give us some more You want to see more gameplay of the games and all that kind of stuff. And Players was like, you know what? We got you. Let's check this out. And they put out a longer trailer
Sunsoft Collection 2
that
for
actually
Evercade
has
brings
like
together
some
7
voiceover. I'm gonna actually take the audio out of there, so it's not like weird talkovers. I think sorry, Pete, if you were the person that was doing that. So it's a little bit more in depth trailer, so we can talk about the Sunsoft deal. For me, I think a lot of people were really excited about Sunsoft 2. And when they were talking about Sunsoft versus more Pico versus whatever, they seem to be the general audience seemed to be more hyped about Sunsoft. As far as I'm concerned, I am all about discovery. So it doesn't matter what different publisher it is, as long as it's cool games that I either haven't played before or haven't even seen before that are neat and fun. I'm down with it. So I don't know. Am I more excited about Pico than I am Sunsoft? I don't know. I mean, Sunsoft's a cool publisher, and there's all sorts of really neat stuff. But when I think of Sunsoft, I actually think of things that I don't think we're gonna get. They did a lot of really cool licensed games. They did a lot of cool, stuff. A lot of cool games on the NES and SNES. That, like I said, I don't think we're gonna see. But these other titles, the Aero, the Acrobats, and the Blaster Masters and all that kind of stuff, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with seeing that kind of thing. But like I said, it's some of those other licensed titles that really kind of like are the ones for me. The Batman and that kind of stuff. So, so I'm okay with it. I'm pretty all right with it. But it doesn't matter. The name necessarily doesn't matter. It's all about the titles, right? That's why when I'm thinking of the bigger things, when people are like, "Oh, we need like the big hit publishers. We need the Capcom, we need the Konami, we need the Sega, we need the whatever, the SNK, blah blah blah." Okay, as long as we're getting really good quality games with that, then yes. Because like I said, it doesn't matter to me where the things are coming from. Now, if you said, well, what about like Activision? Well, of course, I'd go absolutely bonkers because I just know, just out of personal experience, that all of those games are quality. Like they're good stuff, and I'm very happy. I would be very happy to have those because it just means that people that haven't experienced those will be able to experience them in a different way, and the people that have experienced them are going to be able to celebrate those. And I think it'd be a good get for that kind of thing. But the library is such right now where it's so expansive. It's just so good. I think right now they're in a really good place. Blaze is, and I mean, I think it's a pretty cool thing. Now these two are the kickoff. Pico 4 and Sunsoft 2 are the kickoff of the new year. We've got the C64 3, and what was the other one? What was that other collection? It's another numbered like another 2 or 3 or something like that. Oh, it's Indie Heroes. So Indie Heroes and C64 3 are the next in the set that close out that year. So we've got another blue and a maroon. We're starting off the year with 2 maroons. So when we get the roadmap, I'm thinking hopefully we're gonna see more diversity in the carts and the cart lineup. But again, it all comes down to, are you giving us quality titles that are going to be fun to play? And that's it. Because like I said, we've got a wall of games right here. I'm looking at this wall that is just consuming my my shelf up here. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of carts. So with 36, 37 with Indie Heroes, and these two are 38 and 39. We're going to get to 40 maroon collections. How crazy is that? We're already at 10 arcade. We're at We're going to be at 6 blue. I mean, get us 4 more, get to 10 blue. And I would say, like, let's get to 15 for the arcade, maybe. Definitely up to 20 by the end of next year. I mean, it could be like really, really cool and very, very neat. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing. It's a weird place to be looking at the next roadmap. Like, what do you get excited for? I think it's time for a little bit for us to look back and go, yeah, okay, it's really neat to know about the next thing that we're going to get, and to be really excited about the next thing we're going to pre-order, and we're going to get all these collections, and it's going to be great, and there's going to be some like jaw-dropping moments, I'm sure, this year that are going to make me contradict everything that I'm saying right now. But the other games that we had gotten, the other collections that came out, I'm so far behind on these that I'm almost going to cherish looking back retrospectively at these collections after all the hype is over, after all that stuff is done, and really kind of just enjoy this. Because, man, look at this wall. Like, I would have never thought that here you would be on consistently, like the consistent cadence of releases and the consistent release of appropriate and complementary hardware, that we would be in a place where I'm looking at, what is this? It's over 500, right? It's over 500 games, or just about 500 games. And at any time, I could just, put these in. These already exist. We already have these, and we're going to get more. What other retro-based system has this many titles available to it? I mean, maybe the ALU, right? Of course it does if you get the, the little coin op action, right? But on that store, right, you can get 1 billion pinball tables, and I think if you include that, maybe you can get to 500. There's 300 that came with the system, on the ALU itself, I think. And then, of course, there's the store. You can get packs and stuff like that. A couple packs here, a couple packs there. So they're doing pretty good. And, of course, you got the billions of titles you can get on Switch and all that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about a retro system, specifically for retro, that spans all of these things too, right? The only comparison, I think, is the ALU, right? Because they do everything from second gen all the way up too. And then I guess the Polymega will have its own store as well. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat, right? That we're looking at all this kind of stuff. We're still reacting to new carts that are coming out. No signs of stopping. I think it's pretty cool. And here I am again, so woefully far behind that there are games that came out in 2022 that I still haven't put in the Evercade and played to full. I may have previewed them, but I still haven't played some games that came out a year ago or more. That's wild. I'm going to collect them all, right? Pico 4, Sunsoft 2, in the final part of the reaction here. Am I pre-ordering it? Of course I'm pre-ordering it, and I'm pre-ordering whatever the bundle is. Let's do a little speculation. What do you think? So we got the cups, right? We've got the pin packs, right? We've got the socks. And at least at one point, there was a shirt and a hat. There was the hat, too. Hat, right? What do we got? What do we got left? I don't know, some kind of cool tchotchke thing, a bundle, whatever. I don't know, maybe like a. I mean, it's got to be cool and able to ship, right? It's got to be something that can fit in one of these old mailers. Like grab one of these. You got to be able to fit in one of these, right? In order to get it to you. So what could it be? What could it be? Maybe another case for Evercade games. That'd be kind of fun, right? What else could it be? It could be another tchotchke thing, like a keychain set or something like that. That'd be kind of fun. What else could we do? I mean, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to be neat. And I'm going to buy it. I'm all in. I'm going to get all of those things. Maybe another shirt. But I mean, I don't know. I think they just did one like 2 or 3 bundles ago. It was a shirt, so maybe not. But I don't know. I mean, ooh, you know what? Maybe like coasters. That'd be kind of cool. Katie coasters, right? Or like like one that's a Katie, one that's like one that looks like an Evercade cart. It just says Blaze on it or something like that. Another one that has the controller, like etched into it or whatever, and then I don't know, the handheld, right? Maybe the OG or the EXP or whatever. Or you could do one that's EXP, VS, Katie, and a cart with just says Evercade in it. That'd be kind of cool. Some coasters because they would fit in a mailer. Just spitballing. There's cool ideas, whatever. Finally, a mug. I don't know if it fits in one of those though. See, then you have to have a box in order for that, and then you'll have to the bundle price would have to be a little bit bigger. But they did do this. They remember, like I said, they did do this. I would say probably the mug, right? And you got the tumbler. The mug is next, right? Because poor Pete, he's been asking for the mug for years. So give it to him. Finally, just give it to him. They made it, and they teased him. It's like, we're not going to sell that one. No, you guys don't get that. Anyway, I'm rambling, speculating, but it doesn't matter what the bundle is. I'm getting it. Are you getting it? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's get the conversation going. What do you guys think about Pico 4 and Sunsoft 2? Should we see Pico 5 this year? How about that for another question? In 2024, do you want to see the name Pico that's not related to arcade? Because I would say if they go, okay, we got cartridge number 10, this Pico Interactive Arcade 1. I'm okay with Pico Interactive Arcade 2. I'm going to put that out there right now. What about you? Again, down below, let me know that in the comments. But I think Pico 5, the shark, right, is here, and then here comes the Fonz. Dangerously close if we could do Pico 5. I'm just saying. This year. All right, let's pause. Let me make sure, whatever. I mean, in 2025, we can get Pico 5. Hey, it rhymes. All right, 2025, Pico 5. There we go. We have the first 5. Oh, we even had the first 4. And we didn't even have there was no big fanfare about it either. Huh. I mean, I would have put money down on it was going to be Pico anyway, but interesting. Anyway, get down with the comments of this 30-minute video with an old reaction news video. Hope you guys loved hanging out with me or whatever. A little bit of news for those of you that watched the Evercast. We were talking about what I was going to do next, and what I really wanted to do was get through Full Void and try to play it. And then I went looking halfway through the end of the episode, and I could not find my copy of Full Void, except for the one that I have here, right? I got the special edition. That's always with me, right? But I was like, you know what? I don't want to necessarily play on the special edition. I just kind of wanted to look at it, right? I was like, where's my other cart? So I looked everywhere, and apparently, tucked away inside of a weird zipper pocket in a bag, probably one of my sons, not gonna lie, I found it. So, Full Void playthrough here as a completion quest on the channel will be happening very, very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled to the channel for some live streamy kind of thing. I'm going to try to do that as a live stream, open it up to the friends. Maybe you'll see Pete, maybe you'll see Ed, maybe you'll see Crow, who knows? Maybe you'll see just random people just come in on the stream and just play Full Void while I'm playing Full Void. I don't know. It'll be cool. But anyway, keep a lookout for that. Keep a lookout for those playthroughs, those fun for fives of the games that are on the Polymega that are all either indie related, which we have and ask the question, is it cartridge worthy when we play those? There's a lot of indie NES homebrew games that were made using NES Maker, and games that are already on the Evercade, for example, like Doodle World and Flea. And we have a whole bunch of others that we say, hey, we've played these games on Polymega. Do we want to see them on an Evercade on a future Indie Heroes collection? There are some that are not only yes, but please, for the love of everything, get this on a cart. I'm not joking. There is one that got a certified good times from this face right here. It says must be on Indie Heroes 4, or some way get the game. Have it be a secret game. Have it be an unlockable. You put Indie Heroes whatever 18 million and 2 together, and somehow you get this game. I don't care. Get this on Evercade. It was that cool. Just saying. Check out those series. Like I said, again, down below in the playlist, the Polymega playlist. It'll be there. And of course, we do ask that question: is it cartridge worthy for the Evercade? So it does actually matter for those of you that watch the Evercade content here on Bacon Ice Cream Productions. Oh, we've reached a half hour. That's it. That's all I got for you. So what are we going to do now? We're going to thank every single member of the Good Times Club who helps us do things like 1080p StreamYard, not only on here, but also on Edge channel for the Evercast. The Evercast is brought to you in brilliant 1080p glory by these people: the EverCanadian, Crimson Cross, Cured Games, Chris Westerman, Phantom Fiction, Skeletrex, Lloyd Argent, Papa Pete, the Intellivision Gamer, Ken LaCure, Mr. Shua, John Willig, and Gunzy20. Thank you guys all so much for the support of the channel. Thank you guys all for watching this channel, whether or not you're a member or not, whether or not you're subbed or not. But if you're not, hey, consider hitting that button. The sub button doesn't cost you anything. You want to join, be a member of the Good Times Club? Hey, it costs you a little. That's fine. It's all good. But be sure to leave likes, not dislikes, and all the comments you can down below as well. We love talking to you. And until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we will see you later. Take it easy, guys.
RTSC.baconicecream.com